a success in the making. Every child has potential and possibility. Let us dream brave dreams and do our very best. Together we will work and see our victory. Every child's a promise and with possibility. Do we need it?
Child's a promise, a success in the making. Every child has potential and possibility. Let us dream great dreams and do our very best. Together we will work and see our victory. Every child's a promise with possibility. We know that life is full of opportunity. As we grow, we can be all we can be. When the tough times come, when we face life's tests, and giving our best, we will find true happiness. Every child's a promise, a success in the making. Every child has potential and possibility. Let us dream great dreams and do our very best. Together we will work and see our victory. Every child's a promise with possibility. Every child's a promise, a success in the making. Every child has potential and possibility. Let us dream great dreams and do our very best. Together we will work and see our victory. Every child's a promise with possibility. Every child's a promise with possibility. Every child's a promise with possibility.
Test, wasn't that awesome? We want to, thanks you guys. It certainly brightens my morning, gives me a lot of hope for our future in Cedar Rapids to see these young students out here this morning. We want to take a little bit of time to thank Deborah Brooks and Clint Stone and Jessica Morawski, the director of the program here at Hoover. So thank you. So my name's John Laverty. I have the pleasure of serving as president of the school board here in Cedar Rapids, and we want to thank you for all coming out today. The Hoover Harmony is an extracurricular choir of 40 members that we just saw. The group is made up of 4th and 5th grade students who take time to practice together before school, so they're used to getting up this early. I get up this early, but I tell you, it takes about 4 cups of coffee to get me this wide awake. So they have a true passion for singing and sharing music with others, and they understand the importance of music for themselves, their culture, their community, and special events. I also want to take time to thank all the staff and the students who came early this morning and had displays in the back. We had the Johnson STEAM Academy, our Special Services program, the Iowa Big program, Metro High School STEAM program, and a few others back there. So thanks to all of them for coming out and spending some time with us this morning. I'd also like to recognize my colleagues on the school board. All of us are elected officials, but we're also volunteers, and want to thank them for getting up early this morning. So I know Keith Westerkamp, if you want to stand up, Keith is here. Gary Anhalt, Vice President of the board this year. Kristen Jansen is here as well, one of our newest board members. Mrs. Nancy Humbles is here, and Raphael Jacobo. Raphael over here, one of our other new board members, and Mary Meisterling could not be with us this morning, but thank you all for all you do for us. All right, and with that, I do want to say that in July, we had Dr. Brad Buck. He returned to his hometown of Cedar Rapids to serve as our school board superintendent. We're thrilled to have him working with us, and as board president, I can tell you that he is working hard to make this the best district possible and make it the very best possible education experience for all of our students. I'm so pleased that he was chosen to take that leadership role in our district. However, he did test out a few other options before he made that choice. So let's take a look. There are many sides to Cedar Rapids native and education icon, Dr. Brad Buck. Here in the Cedar Rapids Community School District, he can pursue them all, even discovering a few ones like building secretary.
Hello, yes, and this is Hoover Elementary. Can I help you? Please hold. Hello, this is Hoover Elementary. Please hold.
Going back to first grade.
Can I say ¿Qué es tango? Muy bien.
¿Cuántos años tienes?
4? 6? Yes.
Becoming a basketball star.
I don't think there's going to be a lot of highlight film here.
Restaurateur.
Have a great day. Joey, have a good day. Hey, did somebody make you wear that shirt? Awesome. I love Panthers.
And maintenance engineer.
Lots of important work happens in our schools, including keeping our floors shiny and clean for students, staff, and families. Rick gave me an in-service on this thing. I can't find the brake! Oh.
Yes, in the Cedar Rapids Community Schools, you can pursue your passions in the classroom and in the workplace. You can even go from one of our classrooms into the role of superintendent. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Brad Buck.
Well, good morning. Thank you for coming and welcome. I just want to make a couple comments about that video, if I could, just while I have the microphone here. The first one is, what a great reminder about the really important work that happens here that people make look really easy, but really isn't that easy. So thanks to all of our folks that play important roles beyond teaching in the classroom. The second thing I would say, in fairness to Austin, so you saw me make that basket, and the first thing that people ask every single time is, did you actually make that basket? Yes, I made that basket. So but the fairness thing to Austin was the kid that was guarding me, and Austin was very disappointed that I scored. I'm just going to be really honest with you. He actually, you don't see it in the video, but he actually fell down backwards and went, oh. So the rest of that activity, though, is this. Austin looked at me and said, you're not going to touch the ball again, which I did not. And our team lost 7-2, and Austin had 7 points. So that gives you some idea how that actually turned out. Anyway, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And again, welcome. We do have a number of other, I think, elected officials here today. If you'd be willing to stand, I've talked to several other elected officials with us today. If you'd, thank you, Scott. Art, yeah, I saw several others. So thank you. Thank you for your service. So you may know this. This is actually my third State of the District that I've attended. So I attended the last couple years, and I did that as the role of the director of the Iowa Department of Education, and always fun to come and hear about the great stuff that is happening in Cedar Rapids and continues to happen in Cedar Rapids schools, and excited to be here today in the role of superintendent. And as we think about the theme of this, and so those that have been to this before, there's typically a theme associated with this. And the theme that resonates with us, and we've been talking a lot about as the school year has unfolded today, is the power of relationships. And what we want to acknowledge and talk a little bit about today is that relationships matter most. And so I'd like to, if you just indulge me, I'd like to start with a little bit of a story, and some have heard this story before, and it does a couple things. It underscores the power of teaching, and it underscores the power of relationships. So I started Cedar Rapids Schools at Truman Elementary. And in 3rd grade, is Mrs. King coming? In 3rd grade, I met this lady. Her name is Mrs. King, but she was actually at Van Buren. And the reason that's important is this. My parents decided that we were going to move to a different house between 2nd grade and 3rd grade, which I, of course, thought was the absolute worst thing that could possibly happen to a kid, right? So I walked into my 3rd grade classroom, and Mrs. King greeted me, and she said, "Hi, you must be Brad." I don't know how she knew I was Brad, and that's at least what I remember of this. And she said, "Hey, don't worry, I have somebody to sit by you at lunch." And I have to tell you, for a 3rd grade kid, new to an environment, one of the best things you could possibly hear is that you're going to have somebody to sit by at lunch. So the somebody to sit by at lunch is this guy. His name is Jeff Roberts, and he's the guy on the left, and I'm the kid with the ears. They asked me the other day, "Which one are you?" I said, "Just find the ears in the picture, and you're going to get pretty close." So this is Jeff Roberts, and that's us in 3rd grade, and we sat together at the lunch table that first day. And then the story goes on, and over the years, that picture there is at one of our open houses at graduation. And so that's a Billy Idol t-shirt. And so what I would say is this. That relationship started because a teacher said, "I have someone to sit by you at lunch." Went through high school. We were great friends through high school. I was in his wedding, and we remained close friends today, even though he lives in California. So what do we know from that story? Teaching matters, and relationships matter. Now, I think all stories are important. I think everyone in this room has a story, and it has value. My story has a little bit of dust on it. So what I'd invite you to do is watch a video of our current students talking about relationships that matter most to them.
I've had a lot of teachers that have influenced me, whether it be on what career path I take or just becoming a better person.
By pushing me to achieve my goals, to make sure I work hard.
Well, every day he makes sure class is fun, but he also makes sure that we're learning every day.
There's one teacher, you'll go into his class and, if you're having a bad day, he'll ask you what's wrong. Even like, for instance, with my family, my mom doesn't get off work until like midnight, and so it's hard for transportation, so he'll even pick me up for school in the morning, and that just shows how much he cares about students' education.
She's a wellness teacher, and she does a really good job at handling topics that a lot of kids feel awkward about.
It's not such of like a teacher-to-student type of bond. It's more of like a friend-to-friend type of bond.
He'll come up to you and actually connect with you and ask you questions about like how you're doing and how your schoolwork and other school subjects are doing.
Just pushing me to do better than I already have. Overly like mother sort of thing, because she does feel like a second mother to me sometimes.
She just helped me become a better person, helped me realize that, it's not about what you mean, it's about how people could take it, and just taking in all different backgrounds before you speak.
By telling me that I can do my best, that I'm a good student, I'm a really good worker, and that I participate a lot, that I should be able to put all my hard work in participating onto our assignments.
They help you make you love school, I'd say, more than anything. They make you want to be here and better yourself and do good for yourself.
You never feel left behind. You always have, if you need help with something, even if that unit's over, he makes sure that you know everything to the very last day of school. You're gonna still know the stuff from Unit 1.
I wasn't thinking about college because I thought I couldn't be able to make it there to actually do the work. And having her instruct me, I kind of started thinking about it more.
Just makes me a little bit brighter every day. Just makes me want to do more stuff. Make me do better in school.
When I actually started to pay attention and to focus, I got all my stuff done. I showed up to school, I participated in school events, and that's kind of different, something that I didn't do my freshman and sophomore year.
It's come back as me being a good person because, I've thought about it more since my freshman and sophomore years, and coaches like to see that, and just like future employers will like to see that.
I have to tell you, I get a little lump in my throat every time I see that video. And we frame that question around relationships with teachers, but clearly our kids create relationships with all kinds of adults in our organizations, and that's really great stuff. In transitioning a little bit, so we acknowledge the role of students and adults and the importance of relationships with those folks. One of the other things we talk a lot about in our organization is the importance of teacher-to-teacher relationships and the impact that that has on student learning outcomes. And so here to talk to you a little bit more about that is our Deputy Superintendent, Mary Ellen Mosk.
Good morning. I'm very pleased to be up here this morning. After watching that video of Dr. Buck and how he wanted to do all those different jobs in the school district, I was a little bit worried that he was going to say, just stay here, Mary Ellen. I'll take over that deputy superintendent teacher leadership thing. You just stay in your seat. So he probably would have done a little better than he did at secretary and or custodian, though. The teacher leadership system is part of the 2013 state legislative session in the education reform package. And we are in our second year here in Cedar Rapids with the teacher leadership system and its implementation. The teacher leadership system is built around the premise that collaborative relationships, trusting relationships, supportive relationships, and teamwork really matter. So what I'd like you to do now, we're going to watch a little video, and we'll see just how this whole teacher leadership thing works.
Bring it in. Okay, team. We need a victory. Full steam ahead for student achievement. It takes the whole leadership team to excel student achievement. It takes the whole teacher leadership team to excel student learning. Team, the classroom teacher is our quarterback. What's our game plan?
Coach, the building leadership team can take the school improvement plan upfield to the end zone of student achievement.
This is not a Hail Mary. This is 3 yards and a cloud of dust. PBIS leader, we need you to hold the line.
We got this, Coach. We're here to reinforce the positive behavior of the students. We know they can all learn.
PLC leader, what is it that's going to make the ball move forward towards student achievement?
Collaboration of teachers, Coach.
PLC leader, what are we going to do if we turn the ball over on downs?
Try a different learning strategy, Coach. They'll get it next time. You're going to get 110% from us every time.
Put us in, Coach. We're ready to play today. We need you to be one-on-one, teacher to teacher, handing off those great instructional strategies.
Hey, Coach, are we a game time decision?
No, you're essential. We purposefully plan for digital learning and technology in the classroom every day.
This is always a team effort. We all work together with the common goal of putting points on the board with student achievement. We do it one student at a time.
Bring it on in. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Excellence for all!
I thought we were a baseball team.
Alrighty, you saw it here, the first release of the teacher leadership video, and I want to recognize those teachers that were able to be with us today, and probably others that are in their classroom teaching students right now that were in the video as teacher leaders. Each of them did portray the role that they play in the teacher leadership system. So let's give them another round of applause and have them please stand, the ones that could come today. So in the video, they said, this is not a Hail Mary, this is 3 yards and a cloud of dust. That great Woody Hayesism, for those of you that wonder where that came from. Teacher leadership system is not a Hail Mary, 3 yards and a cloud of dust. It is an intricately planned and intricately implemented system that is very, very complex. And the focus of the whole thing is based on maximizing the instruction in the classroom to maximize student learning. And it does take a team. It goes back to that old adage, it takes a village. It takes a team, and the teacher leadership system is all about that collaboration and teamwork. We have about 1,200 teachers in the Cedar Rapids School District. So just to give you an idea of the teacher leadership system and how big it is, we have 519 teacher leadership positions that are filled by our teachers. We have 382 teachers filling those positions. So what that means is some teachers have more than one role in the teacher leadership system. And there are 36 different roles or positions that teachers can apply for and be selected for in that teacher leadership system. As you could see in the video, the roles of those teacher leaders vary, whether you're the PBIS support person or you're the digital learning trainer. It varies what support is needed. And in all of our 31 schools, it looks different from school to school. While we have some of those same roles, such as a building leadership team member at schools, and we have a team of usually about 6 to 8 teachers that serve on that, it may look totally different, and it's completely based on the needs of the students and the instructional goals in that school. So it could be teacher to teacher in a professional learning community, or that could look like a instructional design strategist meeting with a teacher and talking about instruction and how to improve that instruction. The teacher leadership system is awesome. I couldn't say enough wonderful things about the teacher leadership system, and the fact that in Cedar Rapids we had teachers that were ready to jump in and take on those roles and build capacity for leadership in our district. It helps us carry out our commitment to excellence for all, which is our founding philosophy. And also, I think what the teacher leadership system does is it helps us to take that from excellence for all students down to the level of excellence for each and every student as we have those conversations and have those supporting support for instruction in the classroom to maximize student learning. I'm really looking forward to the remainder of this year with the teacher leadership system and what it can bring for us in the future. Thank you.
So as we continue this theme of relationships, you've heard about the importance of student-adult relationships, about adult and adult relationships, and another set of relationships that we'd like to highlight is our community relationships. And if you'll indulge me, I want to read these so that I don't forget them. So obviously it's visible throughout our school district. Classroom volunteers help one-on-one. Booster clubs support our athletic and activity programs. Parent organizations in the form of PTA, PTO groups. And then we also have a number of community committees that support and give us coaching and advice on our work. They include groups such as our School Improvement Advisory Committee, our Diversity Committee, Audit Committee, Art Collection Committee, Master Facilities Oversight Committee, and many other committees I'm sure that are happening across our district. So these are an important touch point with our community. In addition to those touch points, we also have a number of outstanding relationships with our business and organizational communities. So United Ways, Boys and Girls Club. It's oftentimes I get the question, what's one of the things that has surprised you most in your return to Cedar Rapids? And one of the things I would say in the best possible way, and when I say surprise, it's more like a gift, that kind of surprise, not a jump out of the closet surprise, and that is that we have all of these groups that are absolutely dedicated and working closely with us to the benefit of our students. And it's also exciting because it's oftentimes a reciprocal arrangement. So a number of our service activities that our kids do, food drives and those types of things, further reinforce that fabric or web of community and student support. In addition to that, and I always want to make sure when I'm in front of a group of people that I have an opportunity to thank the community. So we recently had a PEPL vote that is allowing us to do some really important work in the district. And so there's actually 2 funds that support improvements to our buildings. They're PEPL and SAVE. And we actually have some experts that you're going to see now that are going to give you some information about what's happening with both PEPL and SAVE.
We have 2 important funding sources to tell you about.
Both of these are really great and they make our schools better.
Thanks to the School Infrastructure Local Option Tax, known as SILO, many schools have new heating and cooling systems, new technology, new windows, and lots of new stuff.
It's kind of like making a brand new school.
SILO is now known as SAVE, Secure and Advanced Vision for Education.
Why?
I don't know why, but it sure benefits our school.
The district physical plant and equipment levy. PEPL support maintenance and upkeep. Did you know that there are 425 acres of grounds and 2.7 million square feet of building space?
This place is huge! Every year, Pebble funds are used for building maintenance and repair,
Roof and brickwork.
campus parking lots, and playgrounds.
Recess is great!
The facilities master plan.
We follow a schedule. We have a project this year and a project next year. Make sense?
Projects that keep everyone in our schools safe and secure.
That means me and you and you.
Providing school buses.
I love my bus driver, Bob.
Energy conservation efforts.
We are green. Pebble has been supported for 40 years.
And we thank you.
I don't know, but I love that video. That is awesome. Please know this, we do take that covenant seriously with the community. So we have a list of projects, and we have an oversight group that helps us keep track of delivering on that promise of those projects. So we have the year one projects. They're about 95% complete, and they'll all be completed. And then we know what the year two projects and three and others are going forward. So please just know it's important to us that we said this is what we would do with these funds, and that we're delivering on the promise of doing just that with those monies. Am I going on to the next thing? I've lost track of the agenda. What's that? Oh, yeah, and thank you, Chief, thank you. Thank you to, It Takes a Village, I get it. And we also want to give a shout out to Shive Hattery. Recently in the Gazette, they put a beautiful, a splashy ad in there that highlights all the work. And one of the things I would just say relative to all that, the kids notice. And so it may be something that's not terribly glamorous, like new flooring. But if you talk to the kids at Coolidge about the first day of school, I guarantee most of them will say, yeah, we got a new floor. And what I think that does, honestly, is sends a message to the kids and to the staff and others that we continue to invest in them and our community. So just want to be sure to thank everyone for that and that important relationship. Innovation. All right, now I'm on to my next slide. Okay, good. So don't be alarmed, but we practiced this yesterday. One of the final relationships that we would want to acknowledge is the way in which we believe innovation and continuous improvement can reinforce the relationships that are already in place and continue to expand them for our families and kids. And I threw this one in here. One of those innovations is that we followed the Iowa Core, so I thought we'd try to get the state in here. So that'll keep the state happy. That's our link, I guess, in relationship with the state at this point. But it's funny, but anyway. So it's also worth noting, of course, we have several other innovative programs that are underway: elementary Spanish, expanded opportunities for our 8th graders, option programs at both Roosevelt and Jefferson, Iowa Big, Johnson STEAM Academy. So we have a number of things and a lot of work underway trying to innovate to the benefit of our students and to further reinforce linkages within the community. And so what I would also add to that is this: it's important to note that we have a new magnet school opening in 2016, and it is the Kenwood Leadership Academy. We are extremely excited about that. We've had a chance to visit some schools in the Waterloo, Cedar Falls area where this is underway, and it's amazing to go into classrooms where the teachers are trained in Covey's habits and trying to live them out in their daily lives. The kids become familiar with Covey's habits, and they have voice and choice in their classrooms. And quick story, and I know we're short or close on time, but I would say this: I was in a classroom and I talked to the teacher, and so I'm watching the kids, and they've got leadership roles, and they're empowered through their voice. It's really, it's pretty amazing. So I walk up to the teacher and I say, what's been the best part of, it's called Leader in Me for the kids, what's been the best part of Leader in Me in your classroom? And she starts sobbing. And, you know, I'm a guy. So I say, you know, and what she goes on to say is that it has not only transformed her classroom, but it has transformed her personal life. So that these Covey habits, she's really worked hard to bring them to life. It's changed the relationships with other teachers in the classroom. And every day when she comes in and has that lens of in what way can kids be empowered and their voice and choice be heard in classrooms is a very different way to think about how kids interact and the instruction that occurs in the classroom. I would tell you this: I was there with some Kenwood staff, and I don't know them very well, And so they got me on the hallway and they said, man, what did you say to that lady? You know, like, I said, I asked her what the best part was. You know, I didn't think that was going to be a cry one. So, so anyway, that story, I think, just reinforces what we believe is going to happen and will be powerful at Kenwood as we go forward. And with that, I have the privilege of introducing the Meister Singers, are Jefferson's most select vocal ensemble. They perform for regional and national choral directors' conventions, and locally have performed for composers' festivals, clinics, and competitions, earning high marks and awards in virtually all cases. Under the direction of Kent Keating, the Meister Singers have been awarded grand champion of every contest they have entered. Please join me in welcoming from my alma mater, the Jefferson High School Meister Singers.
Sweet supper bells all seem to sing. Christmas is here. Ring a ching ding, ring dong dong, ding dong dong dong. This is some ding ring dong. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, holly ho, raising the song, oh, the dead, telling the tale, gayly they ring while people sing song of good cheer. Christmas is here. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding. How they sing dong without any ding dong, ding dong dong. The bells, sweet supper bells all seem to sing. Christmas is here, ring a ching ding, ring dong dong, ding dong dong dong. This is song, ding ring dong, caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, they go raising the song, oh, the dead, telling the tale, gayly they ring while people sing song of good cheer. Christmas is here, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding. They sing on without a ding ding every home. On they send on without end their joyful tone to every home. Ding dong, bum. Follow me in every measure. La 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 la. Heedless of the weather. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Do 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 chorus. La 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 la. Strike the heart and join the chorus. La 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 la. Cast away the old dear passes. La 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 la. Ooh, do 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 do. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Deck the halls. La la la. say, shepherds come and see.
He is born in Bethlehem, a blessed lamb for thee. Sing we Noel, for Christ the King is born. Sing we Noel, for Christ the King is born. Sing we now of Christmas, sing we all Noel.
Shepherds found the child lying in a manger stall.
Joseph standing by and Mother Mary mild.
So now sing we Noel, for Christ the King is born. Sing we Noel, for Christ the King is born. Sing we now of Christmas, sing we all Noel. Magi Oriental journey from afar. They did come to greet him neath the shining star. Sing Noel to God, for Christ the King is born. Sing Noel to God, for Christ the King is born. Sing we now of Christmas, sing we all Noel.
Thank you. You're great. Thank you. Oh, my goodness. That was really cool. That was really cool. Feels like this is where this should come to an end. Thank you to the Meister Singers and Director Keating. That was absolutely awesome. And thank you to all of you for this commitment of time this morning and the relationships that you have with our district. And with that, happy Friday and happy holidays. Thanks.